The interim report into the $16 billion Building the Education Revolution stimulus program has largely exonerated the federal government from accusations of waste and mismanagement. But the report also says the complaints it received from some schools were justified and that value for money wasn't always achieved. The report's author, Brad Orgel, says even if some money was wasted, it was worth it because the program achieved its aim of propping up the economy. From Canberra, Dana Robertson reports.
A Cinderella moment on the campaign trail.
It fits.
It's not glass. Thank you very much.
And a fairy tale outcome for Julia Gillard from the first report into her school building stimulus program.
This Australia-wide program is delivering much needed infrastructure to school communities while achieving the primary goal of economic activity across the nation.
From more than 10,500 projects around the country, former investment banker Brad Orgel received 254 complaints. There was one that came up again and again.
Some schools have not received value for money. In our opinion, based on our analysis, and it is interim, Cat Eye, Scott's Head, Tottenham, Coldstream would all be examples where value for money has not been achieved.
In the worst cases, the program pushed up building costs by as much as 12%. About half that was because of the need for speed.
Value for money includes a quality element, a time element and a cost element. And there are trade-offs. If you want to get something done for stimulus objectives quickly and you rapidly roll it out, it's inevitably going to cost more.
I made a judgment about saving the country from recession by investing in schools. I stand by that judgment and I would make it again today.
If you can't be trusted to manage a $16 billion program properly, you certainly can't be trusted to manage the $350 billion a year budget of the Commonwealth properly.
By far the biggest problems were in New South Wales. Angry parents took their complaints all the way to Canberra.
This building actually at Tottenham cost $600,000, 24 square metres.
And the report finds they were justified. More than 20% of the state's money went to management and design fees. And libraries were more than $1,000 a metre more expensive than in the Catholic system.
We can't help but compare with our independent and Catholic neighbours who in fact have got far better value for money.
But the state's education minister says the program achieved its primary goal because nearly all its projects came in on time.
The BER saved jobs. It saved New South Wales, it turned around the fate of our construction industry and it saved Australia from recession.
These don't come along every day of the week and thank the Lord they don't. And as a result, there's no manual, there's no book, there's no teachings, there's no text, there's no guide. What you do is you stand in the moment and you make your best economic judgment.
One of the stimulus program's fiercest critics says the report confirms what many parents already thought, but he'd have liked to have seen it go further.
I'm not sure that it really gets to the crux of the issue. It does ratify some of the things that many of us have been saying for well over a year now, but I don't think it really goes far enough and looks at the more systemic issues that are around the BER. It seems to have focused fairly and squarely at complaints in the most part.
New South Wales has copped the biggest criticism from the report, in part because it's the only state that's released school-specific costings. Brad Orgel wants all the others to do the same. He's also recommended that any stimulus projects that aren't finished by March next year be treated as regular capital works. The Prime Minister says she'll act on every one of the 14 recommendations. Dana Robertson, Lateline.